Apologize for the issue there, ladies and gentlemen. Technical issue. We lost contact for a moment. Back here, though, pit stops are underway. Kyle Larson has stopped. Bobby Allison is on pit road with issues. Was not getting back underway. Let's see if he is still there. Indeed, he is. So back in 40. If you're not sure what happened to the number 12, let's see if we can go back and take a look. Oh, he does get the wall. With Bobby Labonte. Hard hit for the 12. Just trying to get by. He is back on track now. Cale Yarborough on pit lane with Tony Stewart. Let's check out Kyle Larson, who's down the back straightaway. Gotta apologize for the technical issues. Couldn't have really come at a worse time, honestly, but back together here and closing laps of this race. Larson full speed down the front stretch, nobody in front of him. Is it enough to get the lead back from Cale Yarborough, who took the lead just before pit stops? See Cale on the access road. I think he's going to get him. Yeah, easily here as Cale has to lift in the corner. That's all she wrote. Larson back up front. Tony Stewart now third with the issue that put Bobby Allison behind the ball. And you got Richard Petty and Jimmie Johnson. That's going to be your top 5. Excuse me. Kyle Larson here back again up front. It's a 1 second gap back to second. Larson, much fresher tires than Michael Waltrip, but Waltrip blocks the run that Larson had. And here comes Cale Yarborough, full head of steam. What a block by Michael Waltrip. That was something. Lost half a second down the back straightaway. So there's the gap. First, second, you see third way off in the distance there as he was exiting turn 4. Tony Stewart coming up close to 80 laps to go. I can't believe it. This race has just flown by without any cautions. Let's see where we're at time-wise. Right short of 2 hours so far. As we mentioned, before pit stops, the next car to go a lap down is quite a ways off. They're going to have some open track for a while here. NASCAR is looking at some debris in turn 1 from Bobby Allison's incident with Bobby Labonte. They're aware of some sheet metal up in turn 1 out of the racing line. Potentially need to get that though at some point, so something that the Stock Car Championship Series safety crew is thinking about. Don't want to see a caution, but we don't want to make another caution by taking any cars out with a flat tire. Cale Yarbrough gonna get a little closer here as getting by Clint Boyer in turn 2. Tony Stewart 6 seconds off the lead. Richard Petty 8 seconds back. 19 cars on the lead lap. Kurt Busch, the next car, still got about 20 seconds on the leaders, so not really worried at this moment of going a lap down. But we go caution free this whole race, you know. Kind of crazy to think about. Now at the 3/5 point of the race, 60% in the books. It's been close at the front all day long. One of these two have really long all day. Kind of hurt Cale at that one moment when he had to pit behind Larson, but aside from that, these guys have been the class of the field. 80 to go at the line. .2 is all the gap here between Larson and Yarbrough. Kyle Larson really looking at a lot of laps now at this point. I believe he's probably pushing 60 laps overall, at least 50, probably the most laps led in the race. Tony Stewart was holding that mark for the majority here, but just has not been able to get back to the front and add on to that tally. Across the yard breaks one more time. Larson, Yarbrough continue to fight it out here. Got Larson. He was your winner at the Watkins Glen, a long version of the track with the booth. Yarbrough, your winner just last week here at the Indianapolis Road Course. Looking to sweep Indianapolis, Cale Yarbrough, and come away with a win in the Twin Checkered Challenge. First leg of that, first of 4 races where you get double points. Oh, here we go. He looked like he was going to go for the pass. He's lining him up, though. He's ready. Now, Cale is ready to make his move. They're closing up on Ricky Rudd, about to go his second lap down here today. Down the backstretch, Cale Yarbrough right in the draft of Larson, not letting him get away one bit. The gap back to third, 6.8, 6.5 maybe. Larson getting some draft help off of Ricky Rudd, albeit he is slower, still punching a pretty big hole in the air down these straightaways. Whoa, Yarbrough really dancing around here looking for a way by. Can he set him up here in 1? Larson looks sideways. Cale can't get there. He was close though. Saw how sideways Larson was. Completely out of the gas, and Cale just staying right glued to his rear bumper. Again to the high side, can't make it work, but closing in more and more, seemingly every lap, and actually the gap to third is coming down. Larson slowing here at the end of this run. Almost forgetting about the fact there is a lap car in front of these two, and he seemingly cannot really get by. Oh, look at this run. Oh, thought Yarbrough was going to have a massive run down the straightaway, but got sideways towards the exit. He's 75 to go now at the line. Incredible race here. Oh, Larson looking for a way by, now looking inside maybe. Nope. Can't get there. A huge checkup. Yarbrough's going to have a run again. Pull alongside Ricky Rudd and do it on the inside. Cale, I thought he was looking 3 wide. Larson sideways. Still sideways. Oh my. First and second. Having a heck of a time maneuvering by lap traffic. Whew. They get it done. Concerned about the debris in turn 1 as these guys almost went 3 wide. I understand they almost clipped where the debris is there, so may see a caution here shortly. Cale Yarbrough inside Larson. Larson goes high, and Cale gets by cleanly. Big moment here on lap 126. Rose lap 69 that Larson got by Yarbrough. Ken Larson holds touch here with the new leader. Like he's struggling a bit on these older tires. You see the gap already open up on exit. And it seems to be on exit there where Larson's really having trouble. New leader out front, quickest lap of the race as well, Cale Yarbrough. Talked earlier about Tony Stewart maximizing points. Yarbrough, he's focused on a similar scenario. May not have been on pole position, but he can still lead most laps and come away with the quickest lap. Stewart there getting by Truex and Bubba Wallace as off of 4. A little bit of space forming here between first and second, about 5 car lengths now. Next car to go a lap down would be Kurt Busch. He's still 8 seconds up ahead of the lead. So about 0.2 of a second between Yarbrough and Larson. Larson not falling back too much, but also not really staying on the bumper of Yarbrough. I think if Cale can break the draft, he might really pull away here. close to a tenth quicker that last time by. Let's see what it is here, 55.9. Yeah, just about a tenth again, maybe 3/4 of a tenth. There you see the debris off of exit, a little before exit. And caution is not what Kale wants to see. He finally got back in the lead the hard way. Cannot afford to battle with the likes of Larson and even Tony Stewart again. Down the front stretch, we are understanding officials looking at bringing out the caution flag due to debris in turn 1 from contact with Bobby Allison and Bobby Labonte about 10-20 laps ago. It's just moving its way down the track and getting closer to the racing groove. Caution will be thrown here on lap 131. Big moment here. 70 laps to go. 69 laps at the line. Nice time to maybe make some pit stops and adjustments. Track temp has continued to rise here. We're at 107 now. Started out in the 70s. This will help a lot of cars out, get back in touch with the lead, as well as get a couple cars back on the lead lap. Oh, one specifically. I believe that would be Martin Truex. Yeah, so Truex will be the lucky dog. Pace car in turn 3 and 4. Much of the field still making their way down the back stretch, trying to get there in time for pit stops. Tighten it up as much as they can so they can be there. But 19 cars on the lead lap. Everybody coming in. Huge mess up there at the top of pit lane. See how many cars are up there. Looks like Larson's being held in his box. Had to wait for Earnhardt to enter. A lot of cars having to check up. Oh, big checkups there. Some damage maybe on a few of these cars. Logano is stuck in his box. Wow. And I don't know if I see this right. David Pearson did not pit though, I don't believe. Okay. So Cale Yarborough will be the leader. Tony Stewart up to second. Kyle Larson will be third. Well, Pearson will be first. But he'll have to stop soon. Green flag in 1 lap here. Add 1 lap to it here just so everyone gets in order. See a lot of shuffling still going on back there, and got to get Martin Truex back in touch with the lead pack, so he's coming around the start-finish line right now. Get these lap cars back to the back. Pearson's going to be in trouble, and might potentially create trouble. He's way down on tires and grip. It's definitely concerning, I think, leading the field here, but he's going to be pitting in probably about 2 or 3 laps, and that could also be a hairy moment. Looks like everybody's in their correct starting spot now, and we'll get back to green here in just a lap. Put us at 65 to go when we hit the green flag. So David Pearson leading some laps here at Indy. Like you mentioned, does need to make a stop. Not sure if he missed the pits or miscommunication, what it was, but he is now in a very interesting predicament. Field of cars now entering turn 3. Lights out on the pace car. Our first caution of the day for debris. Incident with Bobby Labonte and Bobby Allison that created the debris that was slowly making its way into the racing group. Had to bring up the caution. Everybody stopped except for our current leader, David Pearson, who was bound to get smoked on this restart. A lot of fast cars here. A little further back in the field from those stops there. Everybody stopped together. Really jammed up the pit exit on this narrow pit lane. And now you see side by side. Pearson's going to go up high. Try to pull it off. Yarborough as long as he can. They're already side by side. Off of turn 1. Stewart's going to be stuck there behind Pearson for a moment. Yarborough's going to clear. Down the backstretch. Larson's coming with them. Looks like Richard Petty is as well. Earnhardt showing up here. He has had a incredible stop. Stewart stuck behind Pearson. Nowhere to go. Oh, Pearson goes high. That opens up the inside for Stewart. He finally gets in line. Watch this down to turn 1. Oh, it's treacherous here. I think they're 3 wide with Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip doesn't even have room. Barely. Jimmie Johnson now being held up on the outside. Jimmy's gonna go around the top. Looks like Pearson's pitting now. Ooh, what a variable thrown into this mix, but he is staying out still. Let's go up to Cale Yarbrough. He's got Dale Earnhardt now in his rearview mirror for second. Oh my goodness, here comes the Intimidator at Indy. He dominated the practice race we had. He's been running about 5th to 10th all day. Great pit stop, restarted on the outside, avoided David Pearson, and he is looking inside on Cale Yarbrough here on lap 138. Going for the lead in turn 3. Has to check up. Petty's going to take advantage and go high. Petty up to P2. Dale Earnhardt falls back into 3rd. So you learn a few things now that you're at the front. How to manage this race and how to make that pass. Earnhardt again now. Come back to the inside now on Richard Petty, who went high. Can't make it stick though. Gonna lose momentum. Try to slide back up in front of Kyle Larson. Larson looking low. It's gonna be the same thing. This time Earnhardt should be able to keep his momentum. And Larson can slide back into 4th. So, back up front, here's Richard. Looking for his first win on the season. Pearson hits pit lane. Earnhardt to the high side of Richard. He's going to get there. Is he going to make the pass? Nope. Can't stick it. Oh, but Richard goes back low. I think he was a little concerned and didn't want to risk it here with 60 laps still in this race. Earnhardt goes to 2nd again. And Larson's going to go for 3rd. I don't know if Stewart's going to make that work. But Richard Petty had to lift again. Stewart almost got there. Earnhardt inside turn 1. And he almost hit him. Almost makes contact with Yarbrough. And I think this is going to be enough to clear now into turn 2. By forcing Yarbrough up the track. It is. Earnhardt to the lead on lap 141 with 60 laps to go. Got Richard Petty in 3rd. We're looking for 3rd on Larson. Only way to make that pass work is to really push that guy out of the track and get him out of shape. Just as we saw Earnhardt do. Just do what Earnhardt does. Sounds easy, right? Bit of a gap forming through the field. You see some of the slower cars in the back, laps down. Larson and Tony Stewart leading a majority of this race. Cale Yarbrough also been out front quite a bit. But Dale Earnhardt showing up when it matters most here in the witching hour. 60 to go. Time to set yourself up. Be at the front at the end of this, as track position is everything. Once they get spread out, we've seen how hard it is to make your way through the field, let alone make a pass. Yarborough's looking inside again. Earnhardt's way high. Larson's going to go the outside potentially for second, though, as Yarborough could not make his move stick. Larson and Tony Stewart, they're going to be on the high side. And Stewart up to P3 from 5th. And just like that. Stewart and Larson. We know they have speed. Coming up on Earnhardt here. Can anybody shake the Intimidator? Double points on the line here. First race of our our Twin Checkered challenge. Four races this season worth double points here at Indy. Got the Daytona Road Course, Le Mans, and our season finale. This race 9 of 36. Yet to see a repeat winner here in this season. Dale Earnhardt has not won. Can we keep the streak going? 9 for 9. Only other driver that hasn't won here in the top 6 is Richard Petty. Now it seems the top 6 pulling away a bit. Hamlin starting to head up his own route behind these guys. Ooh, Stewart and Larson higher touch. Surely bring those guys back in touch here down the back straightaway. Earnhardt building a gap. 0.4 now. So we are now really close to 50 laps left. 3/4 of the race through. You see the gaps through the top 5, 6 positions, making their way down the front straightaway. Larson in P2, Tony Stewart P3. Really controlled the whole race up until this point. It's all about tracking down the number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet. Seems that this number 3 car though is just come alive as the track is warmed up, and especially as he's found some clean air. Gaps all remaining pretty similar through the field, about 1 to 2 tenths, I would say, throughout the entire top 10. Everyone just riding along here until they can make it to the next stop. Let's see, we have hit at 133, maybe a lap or two. Maybe 156, 157. So we'll see those last stops made. Or no, that won't even be the last stop, it's the second to last. Rubber really starting to accumulate on the front end of a lot of these cars. almost looks like running into some of the cars from Fontana this past weekend. Tony Stewart, you can tell he's quick. He's hanging right with Kyle Larson, maybe better than anyone else in the top 5. You see Kyle Busch back there really pressuring his teammate Denny Hamlin, but these, I think, out of the top 5, Stewart might have the quickest car. He could bring some fight to the leader. Pulling out a line there, the Gold Miller High Life, that's Bobby Allison. He's a few laps down. Unfortunately, let's take a look here. Yeah, 33rd. Oh, out of the line. What happened there? Went out. He's trying to make a move on Johnson. Almost gets into Kowicki. But yeah, he's 2 laps down in 33rd. Not sure what he's doing. Knocking the door of the leader. Keep an eye on Bobby Allison. I know he's frustrated, but gotta have some driver's etiquette as well. And we're really getting down to crunch time. 50 to go next time. Bye. Oh, Tony Stewart. He's pushing on Larson. Larson got sideways. He did the move. You know, it's the only way he can get by on the inside is to really push that guy up on the outside, but Stewart just couldn't hold his end of the deal. Keep that thing pinched down. Looks like he eventually had to lift a second time. And Larson was hooking back. But here we are, 50 laps to go. Earnhardt leads at Indy. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this could possibly happen. Like I mentioned, we had a practice race. He was quickest in practice, quickest in qualifying. This car went 180 laps. I've never seen dominance like that in any series I've done in AI. Here he is, finds himself at the front here. There's one other car I see working here now. As we have 50 laps to go, that could be a problem. That guy is the 24 of Jeff Gordon. Look at this. Jeff Gordon started 14. Earnhardt started 8. Larson started 9. Look at Jeff Gordon though. This car is fast. I think he might have the car to actually catch up to Earnhardt and pass him. Pit stops will be extremely critical. Have those here within the next 5-8 laps, I imagine. Look at the speed through the center of the corner there for the 24. Especially when he gets that nose dipped out a little bit to the high side. Just picks up like almost like he drops a gear and accelerates through the middle. So much easier. Larson closed the gap on Earnhardt. And Gordon sees that. He knows, not only am I racing to get up to Earnhardt, if Larson gets around Earnhardt, I gotta get by both of them then. And then try to track Larson down. Minimal laps to go here. Well, here comes the high side. Slingshot potentially can't make it work. He was in position. Now going again. Too much. Cause Kale to also lift. I'm not sure. Is Joey Logano new to this battle? I didn't really see the 22 a moment ago. 5/10 off this fight, and looks like he's gonna make it a 7-car race for the lead. Those cars are on a similar pit strategy again. You know, we had a bit of fluctuation with that long green flag run at the start of this race, where like Larson was pitting 2 laps earlier. I don't know we'll still see that here. Stomach. So Gordon was putting a bit of pressure on Tony Stewart a moment ago, but clearly has had to back off and is now even facing his own pressure from Cale Yarborough. Nobody to pit lane that lap. That's 22 since their last stop. We did have yellow flags, so anywhere from here on out is, you know, the window is open. Now Larson certainly seems to be quicker than Dale Earnhardt at this point in the run. Also got Logano looking to pass Richard Petty. Oh, pit stops. Everybody except Richard, it looks like. Literally everybody except Richard Petty here pitting. See maybe one other car that stayed out. Brad Keselowski. A lot of cars a lap down here. They're staying out. Keep it easier for our leaders on pit lane. Now let's watch the exit. You see Earnhardt. Clear exit. Got Larson with him. Gordon has to check up. He's got Darrell Waltrip in front of him. Goes Tony Stewart. Wow, the top 5 are so far ahead. Cale Yarborough with a terrible stop. And Richard Petty now on pit lane. David Pearson's going to pit soon, so don't mind that. But this is the gap. Holy cow. Got 3 seconds in the pits. It's unreal. So Larson and Earnhardt. Huge gap back to 3rd. There's Richard Petty on exit. That's not going to be enough. Looks like he might get out in third. Just being that these guys are now stuck behind Pearson. Just way off pace. So good stop for Richard Petty. He's able to make his strategy kind of work there and gets out in third all on his own. Larson is all over the back bumper now of Earnhardt. There he goes. And lap 159, he's to the outside. Earnhardt holds him off of turn 2 though. Well done. Lots of momentum down the back stretch. Now to the inside. This ain't gonna work. And you don't want to use up all your tires trying to make a pass like that. Just forcing the issue. Earnhardt had a huge checkup off of 4. Larson not even sure what to do with the run. Sometimes you get such a big run, you're like, I don't even know if I should do this. It's like too risky. But he's about to rip the rear bumper off of this car. Oh, nice move, Larson. He's going to get by in the short chute. Can Earnhardt hold? No. He can't. Already 2/10 off of 4. Something not working here with the 3. Not clicking like it was on the last run. As Larson now already gaps about 2/3, and I think this is going to grow quickly. Richard Petty back there 2 seconds off the lead. And you got another second back to Tony Stewart. He's trying to pull away from Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon. Still have all 40 cars in this race. Kenny Schrader, last car running, 2 laps down is all. Attrition rate has been incredible. I've not had to deal with really much damage. If anything, the incidents have been on pit lane. I've had Bobby Allison and 2 dust-ups here in turn 1. We are under 40 laps to go. Staring down the barrel of our last pit stops of the day. Larson now out by a few more car lengths. Trying to push it out to half a second. Sorry there. That's the right camera. And .4 down the front straightaway. Larson looking pretty damn good at this point in the race. Looking to be the first repeat winner on the season after winning at Watkins Glen. This is double points. He's had 2 DNFs. This will more than make up for those. See the top 6 all in your screen right there. The gap's really opening up as we get further into this run and get closer to that next stop. Earnhardt with a bit of a better lap here. It looks like he closed back in a bit on Larson. Not sure if it's the draft help or Larson had a hiccup, but let's check the lap times. 54.9, now 55.1, yeah. Oh, Pearson. Look at this. He's exiting pit lane right with the lead. He's going to have fresh tires. So that makes David Pearson now the first car a lap down. Earnhardt's now going to be a half-second back, I believe, off of turn 4. Margin just clearly getting larger. Earnhardt's going to need some help here as Larson continues to pull away. Time is running out. Not much battle going on in the whole entire top 10. First real battle on track is going to be for 26, so we're going to keep it here with the lead. "35 laps remain. Still at about 0.4 seconds to Dale Earnhardt. Oh, Larson loose off of 1. Earnhardt capitalizing now. He's going to be a lot of momentum down the backstretch. Pearson, his tire is now coming up to temp and gonna make life a little difficult for our leaders here trying to get back on the lead lap. He's not out of this race by any means. Strategy could easily fall into his lap. David Pearson. Still just 1/10 of the gap between first and second. You got 2 seconds to get to Richard Petty and another 2 seconds to Tony Stewart. Pearson now getting by Earnhardt and looking to get his lap back here on Kyle Larson. We understand we're going to have to bring out caution due to debris, actually, again over here in turn 1. Let's take a look at it here in a moment. Wow, Pearson getting his lap back. Great job there by the 17 car. Yes, we do have debris in turn 1, and that will force us to go to caution, bring the pace car back out. Be 32 to go at the line. Pace car picking up the leaders down the back straightaway. See if anybody pits here on lap 169. Could be a nice time to get some fresh tires and then just make one more stop. Potentially for just fuel or right side tires on that last one. A lot of things to take into consideration here. Looks like we're going to get the leaders down pit lane. There'll be 30 to go here, or 31. They cannot make it to the end. Who goes? Bobby Allison, he's a few laps down, but Jimmie Johnson, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, these guys all pitting. They're going to have fresh tires. Can they get around these guys before the last stop? I think that's going to be what we have to look for now. Be 9th on back. That's right. Yeah. A 10th on back. Those guys all have fresh tires. And by about half a fuel run as well. The thing is, I think, yeah, so the guys here, the top 9 on track, top 9 or 10, they can make it on one more stop. So they can come in around lap 178, 180 and make it to the end. They can make it that far. These guys that just stopped are hoping they can pass these guys or get them on that final stop. It's going to be very interesting. Each strategy will have one more stop. One strategy will have fresher tires and be able to stay out longer. At the front of that strategy is Jimmie Johnson. And then you have Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Joey Logano. I know Matt Kenseth is there. Truex is laps down though. Alright, cars starting to line up again here. Make sure we got everyone in order. Before we go back green, we'll probably do one extra lap. Bit of cloud cover showing up late in today's race. Not sure if that advantages anyone in particular here, but just worth noting. And let's take a look at the temperature. 72 degrees, track temp at 100. Humidity has gone down to 66%, for whatever that's worth. Can Dale Earnhardt on the outside make a move, try to stay with Larson and maybe take the lead down the back straightaway? Or will Larson get there into turn 1 and keep the lead? Can Earnhardt then get second? And then what will happen to Richard Petty, Jeff Gordon, that inside line? As once you're on the inside here, it is difficult. Truex is on the lead lap, so he is a part of the discussion here. Kenseth, Mark Martin, Kevin Harvick, Alan Kulwicki, Kurt Busch, Darrell Waltrip. Unbelievable. It's split. So we have 20 cars a lap down, or more. 20 cars on the lead lap. 10 cars stayed out, 10 cars pit. Can't ask for a much better finish to a race at Indianapolis, I tell you. We're gonna have 29 to go now. Be 28 when we get restarted. And also in this mix is David Pearson, who is now back on sequence. Wow. Pretty remarkable. But on the inside, that is not where you want to be. I think Jimmie Johnson, Rusty Wallace, those guys are in a great position. They could be top 5 coming down the back straightaway. Here we go. About to get the green flag here. Potentially the final restart of the race. Should be 28 to go at the line. Larson leads him down. Green flag's in the air. Who gets the jump? It looks like Larson got a huge jump. Earnhardt struggling to get going. Can he hold on to second? Richard Petty to his inside. Oh, big checkup. There's cars sideways everywhere at the front. Larson gets away by a huge amount. Tony Stewart's going 3 wide with Earnhardt. Earnhardt's having a very difficult time on the high side, and it's checked up the whole outside that we thought was going to have the advantage. Oh, brother. Now Earnhardt's out here. Gonna try to get by Tony Stewart. Looks like he might be able to get back in line now. And Stewart can try to focus in 5th. The top 5 now, single file. Don't forget about the likes of David Pearson, Jimmie Johnson, Rusty Wallace, Joey Logano. They're all there. Bill Elliott is the furthest up of those that pit. Really scattering there through turns 1 and 2. Very tight racing here. A lot of cars really trying to move. Oh, 3 wide with teammates. Logano, Hamlin, Kenseth. Oh my God, Logano gets through, but really forced the issue. For the lead up front, here comes Richard Petty. Looking for his first win on the season. Can he get it here at Indy? Not on the inside. You're going to have to go to the high side to make that work. Top 2 really pulling away. So we get 25 to go next time by. Earnhardt's trying to hold off Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon. Kyle Busch now clear, making it single file. Cars that got tires. Jimmy's up to 7. So they are making headway. Maybe not as quick as we expected. But this by Jimmie Johnson. Huge run. Whoa, I thought he was going to get to the outside of Kyle Busch. Richard, he's not going to have a move here. Jimmy's just looking for any way to get by. Inside on Kyle Busch. Bill Elliott, he's following him. These guys are a lot quicker right now. Like, a lot quicker. Bill Elliott, he's knocking on the door of the top 5. Ooh, huge check up there from Elliott and Jimmie. They're going outside, out of turn 4. Logano in tow. Imagine Bill Elliott gets his first win. Car's looking fantastic right now. He's going to get by Stewart here in turn 2. Fairly easy. Oh, he's up in the wall. He's in the wall. Hits Gordon. Oh my God. And now Logano's going to be in the best position. Bill Elliott just threw it away. At least for the time being. Logano's now sitting pretty here. Moves up into, well, looks like he will move into 4th here after turn 4. And he's by Tony Stewart. Oh my gosh, Bill Elliott has got to be kicking himself. Logano has the top 3 in his sights. Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace, Pearson, Bill Elliott going at it here. Trying to get by. Rusty looking to make it to the inside. Nose to tail up front, no change for the lead. Really unfortunate for Elliott. I must have jinxed him, I guess. I thought this was potentially his race to win. And here comes Logano. What's the lap times? 6/10 faster. Almost a second faster. Rusty, Pearson, Jimmie Johnson, all going to be clear here. Mark Martin's coming along. Looks like Mark Martin got cut off by Tony Stewart, but Jimmie Johnson and the company have made it by. Martin should get by here in 3, and he does. Now, let's think about the next stops here for the leaders. They are at 22 laps since they last pit. They can make it from here. They're in any time now. Oh, I would pit now. They are in trouble to these guys with fresh tires. Logano might be looking for 3rd into turn 3. Doesn't force it. He knows he's got a faster car. Earnhardt's even closed the gap here to the top 2. So, go figure. Logano, he's there. Long side, nope. Earnhardt shuts the door again. Big gap now formed to Pearson. Top 4 separated by 0.3 of a second. 20 laps to go at Indianapolis. To the outside, Logano, he's alongside Earnhardt. Almost gets out into the wall. I thought Logano was by Earnhardt. Must have had to really check up after making contact. There he goes. Outside on 3, but it looks like he might be pitting. Is Larson pitting too? Indeed they are. And here comes Logano for the lead. He's going to get by Richard Petty. Logano 2 seconds up, or 1.5 up on Pearson. That's the gap that group needs to be worried about. Now let's go to our pit camera here. Very important stops. Stewart's in. Let's see where Earnhardt gets out. Larson. Oh, bad stop for Earnhardt. Hamlin got out first. Oh my. Tony Stewart with a terrible stop. I can't believe what I just saw. Richard Petty's down pit lane. I think Hamlin is leading this group off of pit lane over Larson and Gordon. Earnhardt lost a lot of time. And you got Tony Stewart and Kyle Busch. Oh my goodness. The drama here at Indy. Oh, got the wrong car here, sorry. Go for a Logano. Look at that gap. Kelly Yarborough's out in front of the leaders by about another second and a half. Oh, Rusty's going to get to the outside of Pearson. Fresher tires. So Rusty following his teammate first and second here, Penske. They've had a rough season, but this is what you want to do at Indy if you're Team Penske. Jimmie Johnson, though, not going to make it easy for him. He's there in third. Mark Martin's coming by in fourth. They still got a round of pit stops for the leaders, current leaders, Donna, Rusty, and Jimmy. Let's go back to Denny Hamlin. He's actually been passed by Larson. Larson, the de facto leader of this group. Gordon trying to hold off Richard Petty. Now slide back again to Logano. Field making their way through turn one into the short chute. It's about a third of the field here. Another third making their stop. And, well, I guess that was 2/3 of the field. Rusty holding on to second. Not a ton of pressure at the moment from Jimmy. I imagine we'll see these guys pitting around 190 to 195. Do they take 2 tires with a splash? I think that's the way to go. If they do that, they should be able to stay out in front of Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon. Rusty just over a second off his teammate here, currently leading. 15 laps to go, 14 at the line. I think I saw David Piercy maybe looking at pit lane. Not yet. You gotta wonder too, the laps that Kyle Larson is putting down right now. Let's see, a 56.3. 55.1. So 1.2 a lap is significant. Because now you're putting yourself in a position where they're going to be way out ahead, and you got to hope those fresh tires come back and work to your advantage, but will you have enough time? So you may just have to take 2 tires and a splash. I think he's coming in. No, just loose on an entry. Always feel like they're pitting or there's a caution coming out. So much time off the gas for these Cup cars. And let's just go back to Hamlin. Okay, he's actually now been passed by all of those cars. Richard Petty trying to get back to Kyle Larson. Earnhardt and Gordon behind Richard Petty. I'm a bit surprised Hamlin wasn't able to hold on. Well, looks like we got a car in pit lane. I'm not sure who it is, but someone had to take now for their last stop. I think that might have been David Pearson, actually. Indeed it is. So Pearson, he's going to come away with a pretty good result here, all things considered. We've still got a lot of cars to pit, and he's going to have fresh tires here at the end. Closing the gap on Joey Logano. Let's take a look. 56.4, 56.5. Yep, they're getting there. Chain of 3 cars. The draft might be working to their advantage down these straightaways. Helping them close up on Joey Logano, now 9/10 of a second. Anybody setting up in pit lane. Bill Elliott, again, you got to be thinking, man, he should be here where at least where Rusty's at, if not where Joey's at. If he didn't wreck there with Jimmie, or just about wreck, or was it Gordon? Very close moment though. 10 laps to go at the line here for Joey Logano. Unbelievable. Joey, he's a winner this season. Got the win at Concord, the short track. Gap first to second, 1.4, so he's opened it up again. 10 laps remain for Logano. Does he have a big enough gap to Kyle Larson at this point? You know, that's the concern, I think. We know that Logano is going to have to stop, but you got to worry about taking all 4 tires. And hopefully they're smart enough not to change them all. You just don't have the time. And I don't even know if they have the time to change 2 tires. Battle for second heating up as now Jimmie's looking to make the pass. Big moment here. If Jimmie can get by, he could potentially run Logano down here in the final 10 laps, but it's going to be a tall task. Got car lap down Bobby Allison following along. Mark Martin's going to try to get by. This will send Rusty back to 4th. Logano, Jimmie Johnson staying out. Can they make it the rest of the way? I don't think so. Let's just float the question out there. 8 laps remaining. I don't think so. Joey's gonna push it as hard as he can, or at the same time driving as smoothly, not fluctuating that gas pedal much. That fuel intake consistent. Larson's still just absolutely flying here. 25 seconds back of the lead. It's come down significantly. Oh, pit stop, here it is. Okay, we know at least Joey's coming. Yep, here comes Jimmie. It's like Mark Martin stayed out, McKenzie, and Bill Elliott. So, let's get over here now. Well, let's stay with Logano, actually. I'm interested to see how quick this stop is. Leader is now already coming around turn 4. It can only be right sides, I think. They're doing a full stop. Jimmie's gone. There's Larson. Making the move for the lead. They're gonna have pressure tires. Is it enough time? Let's watch Jimmie. It's gonna get out here, it looks like in 8th at the moment. But we still got Mark Martin, Kenseth, Elliott, a few others to pick. It looks like 4th, actually, is where Jimmie Johnson's going to be currently. Now, is there enough time to track down Larson? Holy cow, we got Earnhardt and Petty looking for their first win. A lot of cars on pit lane. 6 to go. Oh boy. Looks like Jimmie should be well clear for 4th. Yeah, 6 seconds is a lot to make up here. Petty, a 56.0 to a 56.1. See this time, 55.9 for Richard. Yeah, they're quicker. They are. And here's Jimmie, 55.9. So this lap has got to be like a 55.1, or even like a 53-second lap. It's impossible, of course, but it's got to be a blistering lap. Laps remain. Kyle Larson not gonna get much pressure from Richard Petty, it seems. Earnhardt, if he can get by Petty, maybe has something, but even then, I don't know if it's enough. The gap to Jimmie Johnson now 3.3 seconds. Larson looking smooth. 3 to go at the line. Petty 0.6 back. And Jimmie Johnson's going to knock off maybe another tenth or two. Not nearly enough to make this a race. He'll finish in the top 5, but will not be in contention for this win. And I don't know if anyone will. It seems this is Kyle Larson's world. And we're all just living in it. Going for his second win on the season. And potentially... Let's see here. You know, he won't be looking at the points lead, but definitely be in the top 5. Jimmie Johnson was able to salvage a day in which looked pretty dismal in points and a little concerning even towards the end with these different strategies, but all worked out in the end. 2 laps to go. Here comes Kyle Larson. Just executed really well here today for the Hendrick team. I believe this is going to be the most laps led as well. Again, 500 miles is what we did here today at Indy. Coming in, let's check the time here. We're at 3 hours, 13 minutes, so been a heck of an event. Double points paying off, making it worth it. Next double points race will be the Daytona Road Course, where we will actually be there for 6 hours. That will be a hell of a race. Also have 4 hours of Le Mans, and the finale, the double points Twin Checkered Challenge. Jeff Gordon's out of gas. I think Gordon's out of gas. Larson leading. Last lap, white flags in the air. Kelly Yarbrough's there too. Oh, wow. Let's hope these guys can make it. Jimmy's down to 2.8. But Kyle Larson's cruising home. Into turn 3. That's going to be heartbreaking for a few of those guys. 18th and 19th for Yarbrough and Gordon. But here comes the final corner. Kyle Larson with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt in tow. Larson will be the first repeat winner in SCCS history and on the season here at Indianapolis. What a win. Conquering the Brickyard here. Kyle Larson on his cooldown lap. Well-deserved win. Rest of the field coming home. Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, your top 3. Jimmie Johnson, Rusty Wallace round out the top 5. Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, your pole sitter there in 7th. Logano's going to be 8th. Ken's at 9th. David Pearson with that up and down day coming home 10th, just in front of Kyle Busch. Now we can catch our breath. 500 miles at Indy wasn't supposed to be that stressful, but it was, and these drivers are glad it's over. Fuel became an issue for Gordon and Yarbrough. I cannot believe they didn't get enough in. Finishing 19th and 20th, respectively. Truex moves up to 18th with that. And then we got 21st on back, at least a 1 lap down. Only a few cars were more than a lap down. Starting with Bobby Allison in 33rd, the first car 2 laps down. And rounding out the field, 40th place is Bubba Wallace. Ernie Irvan was able to get that spot towards the end of the race, so I'm sure he's thrilled with that. that's the end of our race here at Indianapolis. Again, double points here for Kyle Larson. Everyone, in fact, got double points, but Larson with the win. And massive for his chances at winning a championship this season. Jimmie Johnson, your points leader, coming home 4th. Won't take too much of a hit in regards to losing points. Tony Stewart, who's 2nd, finished 7th. Kyle Busch round up 11th. And again, Cale Yarborough, really the only one that's going to lose out a ton. So he had to pit on the last lap. Let's take a look at our results. 3 hours, 15 minutes the time. Kyle Larson started 9th, finished 1st. What a run. Up 15 spots for Richard Petty from 17. See if we have anyone else that gained more than Richard. That's 15 spots for 2nd place. Great job. Yeah, he is our hard charger. Bobby Allison, 7th to 33rd. Ouch. You got Cale Yarborough, 4th to 20th, 420. Darrell Waltrip started 2nd. He wound up 16th. Modest day. He was hoping for a lot better. Just needed more cautions, I think, for things to go his way. Maybe strategy could have played to his advantage. Real quick, let's just see if we can do this. I'm not sure if it'll let us. Check the incidents on the day. Alright, so here we go. We are able to get this pulled up. Waltrip, you see, incident there with Biffle. They're bouncing off each other quite a bit on lap 2. Oh, Kurt Busch and Kenset. That was a hard one. We saw that live, actually, I believe. So this is what we get sometimes with Indianapolis. Yeah, so Jeff Burton has damage technically, but it'll show every lap as being a quote-unquote incident and prevent us from viewing the rest of them. Let's take a look again, though. What happens to Jeff Burton? Didn't really see. Coming to his box. Oh, gets turned by Ricky Rudd in the slow lane. So not sure what he was doing there, but that's all we got for incidents on the day. We did catch quite a few that happened as they occurred. But again, great win for Kyle Larson, his 2nd on the season. First repeat winner here in the Stock Car Championship Series. Really needed that after 2 DNFs just a few races ago. So this will rebound him, get him back into the contention for the title. If anyone needed that, it was the 5 car of Kyle Larson. But thank you again, everyone, for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe or follow. We'll be back on Monday with a race from Road America. It'll be 150 miles or 200 miles, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 200 miles from Road America. Much shorter race. And then we'll be back again as well on Friday. So Monday, Friday next week, Road America and Mid-Ohio. The rounds 10 and 11 here of the Stock Car Championship Series. And won't be broadcasted, but we will mention it in our next broadcast, the results of our IndyCar Legend Racing Series. That will be taking place on Friday from Sebring. Fortunately, not able to broadcast it due to licensing issues with iRacing and IndyCar, but we will continue that series in the background and inform you of any points updates in that as we have each Stock Car Championship Series broadcast. And hopefully one day we can bring our IndyCar series back online here and you all can see it in its glory, but in the meantime we'll update you through here. Thank you again for tuning in. It was a long one today. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you on Monday for Road America.